Hello, welcome back. In this video, we're going to answer a very important question for retirement planning. And that is, how much do you need to save for retirement? Let's get started. When you retire, there are three major sources of retirement income. The first is Social Security benefits. And in the textbook, we show you where to go to Social Security Administration and look up your estimated Social Security benefits. The second major source of retirement income are retirement plan incomes. These are tax benefit or tax deferred retirement accounts. The most popular ones are 401k, you may have heard of them, or they include IRA, which are individual retirement accounts, 403b. And some people are lucky enough to have pensions. And in the textbook, we explain the difference between these different types of retirement accounts. The most important characteristics of these accounts is that they have tax benefits. And then you just have regular savings. Now, to our central question, how much do you need to save for retirement? A common rule of thumb is to save 15% of your gross income. How well does this rule of thumb work? We went over quite a few examples in the textbook. And here are some factors to consider. First of all is, how old do you want to be when you retire? Do you want to retire at an early age, around 50, around 60, or later in your 70s? What is your life expectancy? Obviously, this has to do with your own personal health as well as your genetics. How much do you want to be able to spend? What lifestyle do you want to have in retirement? So your target retirement expenses. Since we still have to pay tax in retirement, we need to take that into account. So you can only spend after tax income. You have to pay tax first, and then the money left over is what you get to spend. How much do you need to save net of Social Security benefits? And then we don't forget, prices will increase in the future. We talk about in the textbook, because for retirees, their largest expenditures are housing and medical costs, and those tend to increase faster than inflation. So you want to take that into account. Finally, as you save, in the last chapter, chapter 10, we went over how to invest in order to grow your wealth. So how much can you earn on your investment before you retire? And also how much you already have currently. So that all these are factors that you should take into account when you try to estimate how much you need to save for retirement. Getting specific about how much you need to save for retirement can be complicated. The good news is we can apply a very simple rule. It's called the 4% rule. This rule is actually based on withdrawal. So the assumption is that you can take out 4% of your retirement funds each year. If you apply this rule and reverse it and use it for saving purposes, what that means is that you need to save enough money such that by the time you retire, you can take out 4% each year from your nest egg, and that amount will be enough to support your lifestyle in retirement. This is a very simple rule. It is particularly useful for planning purposes. It is not a rule that you cannot change when you retire. Obviously, when you retire, you're not going to take out 4% every year no matter what else is going on. You tend to take out 4%. Maybe you may need to take out more than 4% in a particular year. And in other years, you may be able to take out less than 4%. But for planning purposes, 4% is a very useful rule of thumb. The textbook introduced 5 steps to apply the 4% rule to estimate how much you need to save for retirement. We're going to apply these 5 steps using a spreadsheet model to show you how you can implement that. The first step is to take into account the taxes that you will have to pay before your retirement expenses. And the second step is to take into account how much your Social Security benefit is. So this step 1 and 2 together will let you know how much additional income you need on top of Social Security. The third step is to estimate this amount in future dollars. So this takes into account future price increases. And then we're going to apply the 4% rule. Now, once we know how large a nest egg we need at the time of retirement, we can then compute the monthly saving that we need to reach that goal. So let's get started. Here is the textbook model for the example for Maya and ISIS. They're going to apply the 4% rule. Here are the assumptions that we have. Remember, one of the first things that we need to decide is, when do you plan to retire? So their current age is 35 years old, and they plan to retire at age 70. They also determine their target retirement expense. And in the textbook, we went over different ways to estimate that. You can look at your current budget, you can look at national averages, and for Maya and ISIS, they settle on $75,000. This is in today's dollars, so this is not too hard to estimate. So you can look around and say, okay, you can even talk to relatives and older relatives and say, how much is a reasonable amount for the lifestyle that you hope to have in retirement? They assume that their future tax rate will be 20%. This is an average tax rate, not the marginal tax rate. So remember, when we talk about taxation, average tax rate is oftentimes quite a bit lower than the marginal tax rate. So this is the average tax rate. Typically, you may have lower tax rate in retirement if your income is lower than current. They also look at what their estimated future Social Security benefits are based on the IRS website. They use a 3.7% per year as price increase. This is slightly higher than inflation. This is more in line with a 4% increase on housing and medical expenses, combined with an average inflation rate of around 3% for other items. This is the 4% rule. So this 4% here, that is the 4% rule that we talk about. Based on their assumption, their asset allocation assumption. So again, refer back to chapter 10. We talk about asset allocation, and we look at the historic returns on various types of investments. An 8.5% average return implies investing quite a bit of their retirement in an equity mutual fund or a stock index fund, and a smaller percentage in bonds. They currently have $20,000 in their retirement savings account. Let's see how we can apply the 5 steps. Step 1 is to compute the total income needed, and we said that's equal to retirement expenses divided by 1 minus the tax rate. Now that you have done many spreadsheet exercises, I'm going to introduce a new technique to create a formula to use spreadsheet that will make it a lot easier. See this formula here equals target retirement expense divided by 1 minus tax rate. We can literally type this formula in. We start with an equal sign. So you can pause the video and rewind as needed to follow along. So start with the equal sign. And then target retirement expense. Target retirement expense is right here. So I just need to click here and see how you fill in the cell address for me. I don't have to type the numbers in. And then divided, I'm going to type the divide sign. Parenthesis 1 minus, I'm typing in the equation here. Tax rate, I have tax rate right here, 20%. So 0.2, and I close the parenthesis. Now I have finished typing in the formula. And all I have to do is press the Enter key, and you'll do the calculation for me. I suggest that you pause the video and open up a spreadsheet and then fill in this assumption area. Make sure that you match this and give this a try. The second step is to compute additional income needed. Again, we're going to start with an equal sign. So total income needed, that's what we computed from step 1. So it's the $93,750. And then minus Social Security benefits. Social Security benefit is here. So minus the $36,000. So what this means is that In order to have $75,000 as our target retirement expense, we need a pre-tax income or gross income of $93,750 so that we'll have $75,000 after we pay tax. But we don't need to have the entire $93,750 because we have $36,000 coming in as Social Security benefits. So we only need to come up with $57,750. This is in today's dollar. The third step is to convert the additional income that we determine we need into future dollars. So here's the formula. It's equal to the $57,750 times 1 plus the price increase. In spreadsheet, this is the power. So raised to the power the number of years until retirement. So you can break this down individually or you can enter it in a single step. So I'm going to enter it in a single step. You feel free to break it down. I'll explain how you can break it down into pieces as well. So similar, we start with the equal sign to create our formula. Additional income needed is right here, is the $57,750. So I just click on here. Times the multiple sign is the star. 1 plus price increase. So open parenthesis, the number 1 plus the additional sign. And then the price increase is 3.7%. So I just click on that. Close parenthesis. Now we need to raise it to the power. Raise it to the power is the correct sign. So see the correct sign right here. And number of years. Well, what's the number of years to retirement? We can actually use Excel to compute that. They are 35 years old now. They're retiring age 70. So the difference between 70 and 35 in this case is also 35 years old. 35 years. So we need to account for 35 years worth of price increase. So they need the $57,750 in additional income in today's dollar, but in future dollar, that could change to $205,972. Now we're ready for step 4. Step 4 is when we apply the 4% rule. So to apply the 4% rule, again, we start with the equal sign, is the income in future dollar divided by the 4%. So 4% we have here, 4%, or 0.04. So the amount of nest egg we need to support our target retirement expense of $75,000 per year is about $5 million. Now that sounds a lot, but let's take a look at how much does that mean, how much does that translate into on a monthly saving basis. Finally, the last step is to compute the amount of saving that we need each month. And we're going to use the PMT function. We have used this function many times in this class. We use the PMT function to compute car payments, mortgage payments, monthly payment on credit card to pay off the balance. We use this in many places. And we'll use it again here to compute how much we need to save per month to reach our retirement goal. So we start with the equal sign and then PMT. The first argument is the interest rate. So the interest rate is the 8.5% that we expect to earn per year, but we are putting away money each month. So we need to divide that by 12. The second argument is the time. So the time is, so here is 35 years, and I can use Excel to compute that for me. So it's 35 years. But again, we're putting away money each month. So it's 35 years times 12 months. So there will be that many number of payments. The next one is our current retirement saving. We have $20,000 in this case. And so all of them are separated by a comma. So each one have a comma in it. And then the last part is the amount of nest egg. We say that needs to be entered as a negative number. So minus the $5 million. So that's how we come up with the monthly savings that we need per month to reach this goal. And in the book, we go over the stories behind Maya and Isis, why they need to save that much money. One of the reasons is that they started quite late. They started at age 35. Were they able to start at age 25? they would be, let's see what happened. If they start at age 25, so we can change this. If they start at age 35, they only need to save $1,000 per month versus $1,800 per month if they start at age 35. So the sooner you start, the better off you are. We'll conclude here. And this is all the videos we have for chapter 11. Again, this is not meant to be a replacement for the book, but this highlights some of the calculations that you need to do.